Hey guys, Double Wide 6, and today I'm working on a pressure washer. It's a dewalt model, and the issue that the customer's having is that the soap dispenser is not working. So I got it figured out. We're just going to install the part and let you know about this issue. So this is the unit. It's a dewalt. It's a DXP 3525 3600 PSI. They're very common units, and I'll be honest with you, it's nice that it has a Honda engine, but it has a Chinese clone pump, and there's problems with them just like any other pressure washer. So the issue with this thing is that this is the injector hose. It's got a filter on the end, and you know, you're supposed to put this thing in soap and then suck the soap through it, and then the gun should shoot it out the nozzle. So what happens with this injector is there's a little ball about the size of a BB from a pellet gun and a spring, and what happens is through a Venturi effect, when that ball gets pushed down or pulled down, it allows this thing to suck fluid or soap from the bucket that the soap's in. And in order for this to work, you need to have your biggest nozzle. So here's different sizes, here's all the angles. You'll notice that this one says soap, and if you look at this thing, it's about 3/16 of an inch, almost a 1/4 inch wide. You can see right through it, where all these other nozzles are smaller. So but since they're smaller, they don't cause that ball to pull down on the soap injector. So you got to make sure you have the right nozzle, which we do. But this pump has something fancy. It has what's called a booster, and the booster is actually right next to the injection port. So there's the injection port, and most pressure washers have only the injector port. They don't have this booster. So with the booster, if this isn't working, it's going to cause the soap injector not to work as well. So it just kind of aids with the soap injector. So anyhow, there's a spring in here and a little valve. I'll show you the parts, but the spring was broken, I guess. There was no spring in there when I removed it, so the customer's fiddling around with this thing. But anyhow, I got it sorted out, and I wanted to show you guys on this video. Here's the boost valve. I think the part's actually made by Simpson, and this part up here, here's the cap, and this and the springs inside here. So I'm going to open this up, pull it out of here, because I don't have to replace the whole thing. I'm just going to do the spring. I think it's going to be a little easier than dealing with opening up the other one. So I've loosened this cap up. It's like a 14 millimeter, and it's under some pressure because there's, as I said, there's a very small spring that has a ton of tension. And when I was trying to troubleshoot this thing, I kind of made up some little springs, but trying to find one that was as strong as this guy. This is 1/4 inch about, and it's really heavy gauge. So you need the right spring, because that's going to affect the pressure of the pump and everything, because these pumps, all the orifices are rated for certain sizes. So this valve is actually this thing, except the tip, the homeowner broke off here. So I'm going to get a pliers, I'll pull that out to show you what it looks like, and then we'll install it. So these are the 3 parts that we need from our boost pump, and now I'm going to install it. I will link these parts down below. And also, just so you guys know, this guy is going to end up spending more money having me diagnose and fix this thing than it would have been for me just to buy an aftermarket pump. All these pumps come from China anyhow. So I could buy a horizontal pump for about 90 bucks. And that part was like 63 bucks or something. It's like a lot of money. And he bought the other the injection soap valve. He bought that on his own plus shipping. So you might as well just buy a new pump. The pumps will last probably about 5 years if you take good care of them. So here we go. Just so you guys know, I have a little advice for you. These parts are proprietary, meaning that they're made by specific manufacturers. And as I said, this is made by Simpson for DeWalt. So DeWalt orders it from Simpson, they mark it up, and then they sell it as a DeWalt product and part number. But anyhow, this whole pump, what you see is a Chinese horizontal pump. You can buy pretty good horizontal pumps for about 90 bucks that are aftermarket and Chinese. It's really only 4 bolts and a key, and it'll go right on your pressure washer. So between the injector and the boost pump, this guy has more money in parts than it would be to replace the entire thing. So it's just something to keep in mind if you're working on your pressure washer, and they're not really that hard to work on if you know some of the basics. So the boost pump you might not see, it might be underneath depending where the threads actually tighten, but I'm going to drop this valve in here. So it's the valve, an O-ring, and a spring. That's all together as one assembly. So we'll push that down in there, and then we'll screw on this cap. As I said, the cap is a 12 millimeter cap. So we'll get the wrench, we'll compress that spring, and drop it into place. Alright guys, so I got it all together. I took it out, plugged in the hose, and sure enough it's working. So one other little tip for you, if you think you're having an issue with your boost pump here, what you can do is pull that cap off and see if the spring is broken. If the spring is broken, it's not going to work. So a lot of people have issues with this. Also, I wanted to let you know that this will only affect the soap injection. So for me, I never use the soap injector, but this guy apparently really wanted the soap injection, so that's why he's having it fixed. Alright guys, so I'm Double Wide 6. Give me a thumbs up if you learned something here, and have a good one. Remember, I'll link the products down below if you're trying to fix your pressure washer.